April of 2011, two young seminarians of the Society of St. Columban from South Korea and from the Philippines were given their first mission assignment, the Fiji Islands in the South Pacific.
My full name is 정의균 Carlo Jong, and you can call me Carlo. And people call me here Carlo as well. And I'm from South Korea. In 1996, my dad passed away. My father passed away, and I am the only child in the family. Amen.
My name is Kurt Zion Valdemosa Pala, and I'm from the Philippines. When they told me that I'd be working with the Indian community, that's when I realized that Fiji is a multi-racial country.
After their orientation in the capital Suva, Carlo and Kurt were assigned to Nalemba, a rural settlement in Lambasa in the north of Fiji.
Usne jataya,
Wa bigra.
There, they were each allocated an Indo-Fijian family with whom they were to live with for 6 months as they pursued their study of the Hindi language.
Hindi is quite difficult because it uses a different script. So in some ways, it's more harder to learn than Fijian. But after a few months, like I enjoy listening to Hindi music, watching Hindi movies, and even talking, just talanoa. So it's good.
Very early in their lives, both Carlo and Kurt knew they wanted to be Columban priests.
When I first encountered a Columban priest, I never thought of a white man speaking my language. And he even speaks even better than me. Like he uses words that I never used. So that's what attracted me. Like they come from far away, they come to my place, they learn my language, they learn my life, and they live it out. And they live amongst the people. And I feel that's what makes the difference with the Columbans. Like they're a priest of the people.
Panibase.
Oh.
book lagi.
Book lagi na?
हाँ.
अच्छा तब काला खाओ कुछ खाओ.
अच्छा.
Change करो कपड़ा.
जी. Well, I can say it's not easy for everyone, for anyone to become a missionary priest, especially this time. But I can say it's worthy to spend your time, to spend your life, to challenge yourself, to live another country, far away from your home country. And there is a beauty of this, to become a missionary priest. And as a young person, it's not easy to get away from those things. But in the other sense, we can do those things easily because we are young.
Lagbag, pura upar man. What I understand of the priesthood, it's more than just saying mass, giving out the sacraments. It's more like living out the gospel values. And just like Jesus, he was for justice, he was for peace. And in the Philippines, many Columban priests died or were imprisoned because of their work in social justice. And listening from their stories, reading their stories in books, sometimes it scares me if I'm willing to go through what they're experiencing.
For Carlo, leaving South Korea has not been easy, but giving up certain comforts has been replaced by other more rewarding things.
The greatest challenge is I have to give up everything, especially the physical distance from my mother. But as I said before, it's another opportunity for me to gain everything. There is a saying, when you lose everything, you have a chance to get everything. So coming to Fiji is another way of saying is I have to give up everything. But my body is getting filling up with everything from Fiji. And my body, my soul, my spirit has been transformed since I came here.
One of the areas the Columbans are involved in is in the area of social justice and peace. For Carlo and Kurt, this was one of the factors that attracted them to the society.
But it's more like through my actions that I want people to see that becoming a priest is a one way of living out your life. Although you may not gain so much worldly wealth, but you gain so much wealth of another kind.
The issue of the justice and peace at this moment, because the world is struggling with this kind of issue. There is war everywhere, and there are so many people struggling with the hunger and poverty. Now, how can we change this world? And how can I take a part of this change? I can say I can change everything. I mean, I can't change everything. But I can be a part of the change.
Nani?
As they confront some of their challenges and the study of the Hindi language, Carlo and Kurt slowly adjust to life in Fiji. They are inspired by the people and the environment they live in, and this continues to strengthen their faith.
Here, like, I'm quite amazed at how the people have so much faith in prayer and in God. And it also challenged me in asking if I could have that same kind of faith, like even just to look for things, they would pray for it to be found, and I never thought of that, doing that. So in some ways, it's more than just their simple way of life, but it's more their faith that has taught me more.
First time I came here, like I realized it's far away from the church, far away from the sector hall, and it's totally far away. But people from here, they have their own faith, whether they have strong faith or not, but there is faith to God.
Joining the priesthood has been a definitive choice, and while they've had to make certain sacrifices, their journey of self-discovery far outweighs the sacrifices they have made.
Some said, like, you don't want to get married? And I say, well, that's another way of life, I said to them. And there are, let's say, there's a life of marriage, and there is the life of the missionary priest. And at this moment, this is like heavier than this for me.
For me, I've always seen my journey like an adventure. Like when I was young, like I always dream of going away from home and exploring new things. And even becoming a missionary, my horizon became bigger. Like I can go even far away from the Philippines. And for me, young people could see it more like an adventure, like discovering new places, discovering new languages, even discovering your own self. Like when I left my country, I thought I've learned so much that I'm prepared to leave the Philippines and go to Fiji. And when I'm here, I realize I actually don't know anything.
Their journey has only begun. The road ahead is long and winding, and they have much to learn. But they are young and hard-working, and with their faith and belief very much intact, they have shown they are up to the challenge.
At first, when I told my formator, I told them I want to go to China. Because at first, China was the mission of the Columbans. I wanted to go to Japan and then to Burma, because I felt these are all challenging places to come. When my formator told me I'd be going to Fiji, I hear a lot of things like, are you going to have a holiday in Fiji? So I thought, holiday? I don't want to do a holiday. I want to do a mission. Mula siya. So I realized Fiji is real mission for me. It's not just paradise, it's not just holiday. And it has been a challenge for me, but a lot of things I've learned from the people since coming to Fiji.
I would like to thanks to the Columbans, especially they put me here in Fiji, and it's nice place, nice weather here, nice people. And since I came here, I had really good experience with the local people here. And I also thanks to my mom, and she always be with me as always. And I also thanks to my friends who support me all the time. Because sometimes when I have struggles, I usually talk to my friends. And what do you think about this? Should I just leave from this country? And they say, just keep patient. After the rain, there will be sun.